today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yes. So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone, trust me. Now it's like, if you call him, he'll be at your local hosting in a nightclub because you need that action right now.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
Logan. Now he's fighting Deji. Is he broke? Is Mayweather broke?
Are y'all new here?
Yeah.
Is he broke?
Yeah.
He's broke.
Yes.
That makes sense.
No, he's not. Jeff shaking his
Yes, he is, Jeff.
Not.
7 years after taking part in one of the highest owning bouts the combat sports world has ever seen, the narrative surrounding Floyd Mayweather is starting to change. Once celebrated as boxing's ultimate symbol of wealth, a fighter who literally adopted the name Money and backed it up with unmatched extravagance and financial success. He is now at the center of increasing rumors and speculation suggesting that the fortune he was known for may no longer be as secure as it once seemed.
Now, did Logan ever get paid with the situation with Floyd Mayweather?
Nah, not yet. Floyd Mayweather's broke. That's what a lot of people don't realize. He gets these big checks and doesn't pay the taxes on it. And then the IRS comes hunting him down later. He owes a lot of people I know money. And Logan's deep down on that list.
Even though Floyd has pushed back against those claims, Stephen A. Smith recently shared details that add more weight to the conversation. Their 2017 clash between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Conor McGregor generated roughly $600 million, making it the most profitable night of Floyd's career. Reports indicated that Mayweather took home about $275 million, while McGregor earned close to $85 million. At the time, the event was widely seen as a massive financial play, but it drew little criticism because Mayweather handled every aspect with complete control. Before stepping into the ring, Mayweather had told Smith that he planned to play with McGregor before finishing him somewhere around the 8th or 9th round. Smith later repeated this story during an appearance on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, hosted by Mike Tyson, where he highlighted Mayweather's calculated approach and sharp execution.
And stay in his chest. He's going to have to push me off in order to throw his punches. He said he's going to be circling the ring. He said by around 4 or 5, he's not going to have any legs. He's going to be done. And he said, and I'll just toy with him and keep him around until around the 8th or the 9th round.
But Stephen A. Smith didn't leave it there. He has had a long-standing connection with Floyd Mayweather Jr., even sitting down with him in the past to discuss the extent of his wealth. Now, with Floyd no longer competing, Smith has begun to challenge the long-held image of endless riches and financial security that once surrounded him. The shift isn't based on talk alone. Changes in behavior, along with public filings and reported issues involving his staff, have started to raise questions about whether his financial situation matches the image he presents. In February 2025, multiple employees working under Mayweather were said to have considered leaving their positions due to unpaid salaries, adding more fuel to the growing speculation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a cheap mic, but I just probably use it, so. Okay.
The money team has no money.
Alright, the money team has no money.
The money team has
Hard
work, dedication, no pay.
Shop plug in is great,
Hard work, dedication, no pay.
Individuals working in different roles, including personal assistants, gym staff, security teams, and office employees, started voicing concerns, both publicly and behind the scenes, about delayed paychecks and unclear reason for the holdups. This wasn't an isolated complaint from a single person. Reports pointed to multiple workers from various parts of Mayweather's organization raising similar issues. What added to the unease was the timing. Around that same period, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was said to have spent more than $1 million on a private suite at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. Seeing someone who earned over $1 billion throughout his career facing accusations of not paying his own team created a stark contrast. For a figure whose image has long been tied to lavish spending and financial dominance, situations like this don't just raise eyebrows. They risk undermining the very identity he built.
Money made all day. Right here, a light million. over there, counting up another $1 million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life.
The situation looks even more questionable when you consider the direction Floyd Mayweather Jr. has taken since 2018. He has participated in a steady stream of exhibition bouts, far more than what's typical for a retired fighter of his level. These matchups haven't been about legacy or high-level competition. They've largely been centered around earning opportunities that has stepped into the ring against a wide range of opponents, including Japanese kickboxers, online personalities, and lesser-known fighters in places like Dubai and London. In nearly every case, Mayweather has described these appearances as easy money. Still, it raises a fair question. If he once stated in 2017 that he had $300 million sitting in his checking account, why continue traveling around the world to face opponents without professional boxing backgrounds?
Are you holding other fighters accountable, like Floyd, for example? I mean, Floyd doesn't even know his opponent's name, so are you holding him accountable to that? Floyd should still be fighting people that, you know, he at least people that know that his opponent's name and stuff. Are you saying the same thing?
Hold on. A couple of things. Number one, last time I checked, Floyd retired. These are exhibitions that he had. I don't even count these. Floyd will tell you that himself. When Floyd, I didn't count Conor McGregor as a boxing match. That was a damn exhibition. I ain't paying no attention to that with Floyd.
Figures within the boxing world are starting to piece things together. Floyd Mayweather Jr. doesn't appear to have built the kind of long-term financial structure that many top athletes rely on after retiring. He hasn't been widely associated with major investments in areas like diversified portfolios, franchise ownership, or large-scale ventures. Instead, his spending habits have remained front and center. Over the years, he's put his money into luxury properties, an extensive collection of cars he seldom uses, high-end jewelry, private aircraft, and watches that carry enormous price tags. These purchases have consistently fueled his public image, especially online. However, items like these tend to lose value over time, and the cost of maintaining them alone can add up to a significant financial burden.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, limited edition AP, all factory, 1.8 million right here. The $20 bills section, we like to call this the Andrew Jackson section, but I like to call it wallpaper, 200,000 in 20s. I heard in the song you can get the biggest Chanel bag in the store if you want it. Well, it's the biggest Chanel bag in the world. I got this bag from Karl Lagerfeld.
In 2024, Floyd Mayweather Jr. drew attention after stating that he had paid $18 million in taxes to the Internal Revenue Service. While the comment was intended to highlight continued high earnings, it also revealed something else. It suggested he may not have a highly structured system in place to manage his tax obligations efficiently. Typically, individuals with that level of wealth rely on teams of accountants and legal advisors to reduce and organize what they owe. In this case, it appears Floyd may still be operating with the same approach he's long been associated with, prioritizing spending first and addressing the financial details afterward.
What, they got you up under the gun again on $25 million in taxes? Hey man, stuff about to get real for you, Floyd, man, because you already owe Gervonta Davis $33 million that you ain't paid him. Do anybody find this strange that your boy Floyd is on all the IRS money, on Dubai money, on Gervonta Davis money, but yet we have all this stuff, all that flash that y'all see, but y'all realize, man, he get a lot of that stuff.
From there, the situation becomes even more questionable. In early 2025, Floyd Mayweather Jr. publicly stated that he had put money into a $42 million skyscraper development in Manhattan. The announcement quickly gained media attention, presenting it as a major real estate move. However, when property records were reviewed, his name did not appear among the listed owners or key stakeholders. Sources within the real estate industry later indicated that, at most, he may have held a small, non-controlling share in the project. Despite that, the investment was promoted in a way that gave the impression he had full ownership of the building.
All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
This type of over-the-top display matches the public image Floyd has spent years building, but lately it has been met with criticism rather than admiration. What has changed is that more people are beginning to wonder whether the image is genuine or simply part of an act. When a person constantly emphasizes wealth and feels a need to prove it through increasingly flashy moves, it can come across as less self-assurance and more a sign of insecurity. In recent years, Floyd's actions surrounding exhibition bouts have also appeared less predictable. He has accepted matches with very little promotion or anticipation beforehand.
I just saw 50 Cent. Like, I totally disagree with you if you think that's a good look.
I get what you're saying. I completely get it.
Dude, he's one of the greatest of all time. He never lost.
He's 50 and 0.
So he's going to do that for a bag, for clout.
In March 2025, he arranged a late notice bout in Paris against an unranked French influencer. The event moved forward without any major promotional build-up or extensive marketing. Floyd showed up just 2 days before the fight, participated in very limited media activity, and left the city the morning after the match. Individuals connected to the event claimed that he requested his payment in cash before stepping into the ring. Actions like that often suggest a focus on immediate financial needs rather than long-term planning.
You have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. Floyd, I'm rooting for you. Come on, let's turn it around.
Despite the growing criticism, Floyd has shown no sign of reducing his extravagant lifestyle. He continues to travel by private jet, reportedly keeps large amounts of cash on hand every day, and regularly wears extremely expensive watches even during casual outings. At the same time, activity behind the scenes appears to have increased. He has been promoting his Mayweather Boxing Plus Fitness franchise more aggressively than before, with reports suggesting pressure on franchise owners to expand into additional locations and purchase extra merchandise packages. Some operators have expressed frustration, claiming they feel treated more like revenue sources meant to uphold the brand's wealthy image rather than supported business partners, while assistance from Floyd's organization remains limited. There are also claims that Floyd has taken on significant borrowing against parts of his portfolio. People said to be close to his inner circle allege that several of his Las Vegas real estate holdings, along with certain luxury vehicles, have been used as leverage to maintain cash flow. This could help explain how he continues making high-profile purchases in public, while those working behind the scenes are reportedly under pressure to keep operations functioning smoothly.
Just another ordinary day, chilling in an EWB Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWB is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg room. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8.5", some days 5'9", but it is what it is. Chilling, sitting right here watching the Thriller in Manila, Ali versus Frazier.
Another issue being discussed is Floyd's limited involvement in long-term, high-profile business ventures. Unlike figures such as LeBron James, Magic Johnson, or Shaquille O'Neal, who expanded their wealth through investments in sports ownership, restaurant brands, and technology companies, Floyd has largely remained focused on entertainment-related opportunities. On its own, that may not be an issue, but it can become challenging if income sources begin to slow down. Exhibition boxing matches have a limited shelf life. Over time, public interest can decline, and financial offers may become less significant, which some believe could already be taking place. This trend is not uncommon. Numerous athletes who built their image around luxury spending and visible wealth have eventually encountered similar challenges. What makes Floyd's situation stand out is that his personal brand has long centered on being the wealthiest boxer in the sport. If that image begins to weaken, the impact would go beyond finances and could affect how his legacy is viewed. Still, it appears to be something that does not openly concern Floyd.
And they say, well, it's not all about the money. Well, your kids can't eat legacy. They can eat off the currency.
Although Floyd frequently mentions passive income, there is limited public proof showing that his current lifestyle is supported by anything beyond appearances, short-term agreements, and event-based earnings. The image he presents does not always align with what can be traced through available financial activity. He continues to speak as though he earns hundreds of millions annually, yet those figures no longer appear reflected in recent fight payouts or major business developments. The last time Floyd Mayweather generated this level of attention through business moves, the focus was on a career reportedly worth $1.2 billion that reshaped the financial side of boxing. Today, the discussion centers around a different type of empire involving real estate and growing questions beneath the luxury image. Floyd appears heavily invested in property ventures. From large-scale purchases in Manhattan to his publicly discussed partnerships with SL Green and 601W companies, it is clear he is aiming for more than simple condo resales. His goal seems to be establishing a lasting presence in one of the world's most competitive real estate markets. However, as April 2025 progresses, that legacy appears increasingly uncertain, and the concern does not seem to come from the properties themselves.
Soon as someone black, when my career is over as far as me in a combat sport, as far as boxing, whatever, if I'm promoting on social media or I'm doing exhibitions, it's like, oh man, he's broke. No, it's not a crime for them to make money. They don't say nothing about the guys that's 80 and 90 that's still making hundreds of millions and billions, but as soon as somebody black does it, your people, your own people say, oh, he's broke.
The situation began on a relatively small scale, as many controversies often do. A small group of gym employees gathered outside the Mayweather Boxing Plus Fitness location on Highland Avenue in Los Angeles, standing with handwritten signs in protest. The wording was direct and emotional, accusing the organization of betrayal, financial neglect, and exploitative treatment. Behind the accusations was one of the most recognizable names in sports. One sign carried a striking message: "The money team has no money." The statement stood out because it sharply contrasted with Floyd's long-established public image. The identity of Money Mayweather has always been tied to the idea of endless wealth and financial dominance.